Abby, if you could just start us off with your thoughts on tonight's game.
Yeah, that's tough because I think for the past 4 or so weeks we just haven't turned up and we just haven't played well. And then today we finally play well and we still don't get the result and we just let down by a bit of bad defending. But I thought we fought really hard. I think that's the most physical game we've played in quite a long time, and that's all I asked is that the girls give 100%. And if the result goes your way, then awesome. And if not, it's obviously disappointing. But that makes it pretty tough for the playoff race. I think, depending on the other results, it's pretty tough to stay in that top spot at the moment.
Questions for Abby? Becky, go ahead.
Yeah, this is obviously a hard loss to take for the reasons you just said. How does the team move past this and get the 3 points against Orlando next week?
You just have to. It's not about whether or not you can. You just have to. We need the 3 points. We need the 3 points this week as well. I think at this point though, we're starting to rely on other teams to get results that are going to go our way. It's not really in our hands anymore. So the best that we can do is get the 3 points. But I say it every week. It's just part of sports. You can't linger on a result the week before. You just have to move on and do your job the next week and just keep going.
I think there's been a bit of a struggle to find consistency this season. What do you think has led to that? Because there's still these tough results later in the season after getting some incredibly good results. What is just kind of causing this up and down in fortunes, in your opinion?
Two things. I think obviously in World Cup and Olympic years, you're always going to get difficulty having that consistency. You've got players in and players out, and we obviously don't have the same amount of depth that some of the other teams have. So we're calling on a lot of players, a lot of younger players to come in and try and pick up where the others have left off, and that's always a difficult task. And it's not that they're up to it, but sometimes the consistency will waver a little bit. And then it's just the experience. I think what these girls are learning is that consistency is what wins you games, not necessarily the best player and the best tactics. And you just have to be consistent. You can't be really good one week and then okay the next week and then not show up one week and then be good again. I think the points that you drop in those weeks where the performance is a little lackluster is what bites you in the end when you come to the end of the season. We're obviously struggling for points when we should have picked them up throughout the season, and that was because of our inconsistency. And that's a big learning experience. It's a really tough way to learn in professional sports. Ideally, you learn it, you win those games, but unfortunately for us, we've been learning with some of the losses.
And do you think that's really the only way you do learn it in some scenarios, that you kind of have to go through these bruising situations in order to do better next time?
I don't think so. I don't think it's something that you have to do, but I think it's a very common way to learn, unfortunately. It's a lot easier to learn from a mistake than it is to preempt that mistake and hopefully, know that that's enough. But unfortunately, that's just how it works a lot of the times. And I think it's very rare that you have a team that just understands that that is not the way that we want to learn, and that's not how we're going to learn this season. It's a very, very rare behavior that you'll see in teams. So unfortunately, we haven't picked up that behavior.
Thanks, Abby.
Anything else for Abby? Okay, thank you, Abby. I appreciate it.
Thanks.